I had this childhood friend. We would sit in the same classes for years. We had like a good connection. We would laugh at a lot of jokes. We enjoyed our time together. And then one day in about year 8, he stopped sitting with me. And I think back to it, and now I know why. Like, he was just trying to get his grades up because 6 months after he stopped sitting with me, because I fucked around in class, he got an award. The teacher literally brought him up in front of everybody. He said, "Yo, I want to say a special shout out to this guy. His grades have gone from here to here. He was like he's getting C's before. Now this guy's getting A's, bro." And he's like gassing him up. And this guy, he would speak to me, but I could just like kind of tell he didn't really respect me, you know? I mean, I didn't respect me. I didn't go to the gym. I wasn't happy with myself. I didn't have any friends. Like, nothing was going well for me. And then a little bit of time passed, and like he kind of just saw me as this guy as when I became more social, as I was just hanging out with like the loser kids, right? And then one day I texted him. I was like, "Yo, how you going, bro? Like, we should go to the gym someday." He's like, "Yo, you go to the gym now?" I'm like, "Yeah. I've been meditating and doing all this shit." He's like, "Yo, no way, you meditate, bro. That's what I've been doing." And we're like gassing up. And from that point, like the rest is history, bro. We just went on this generational run. I swear, do you know how many people I've gone and hung out with on the night out, hung out with, and just like it has never been the same as if I go out with this guy because I've obviously like have a good connection with this guy. I've known him since I was young, and then as I'm older, I've made at least like 100 mates who I've hung out with and spent time with. I've like there's so many people that I've gotten a chance to get to know, to spend time with. But there's just something special about when I would go on like these big night out events. When I would go with the old friends, I would never have as good of a time as when I go with this guy. I remember last year, within like 15 minutes of being together, we're all like laughing, absolutely like going for it. And within like 10 seconds of like within literally 5 minutes of being with the boys, I hadn't gone up to a girl in like weeks, by the way, maybe months, yeah, maybe even longer, like maybe a year. No, I'm joking, but I hadn't gone up to a girl in a long ass time, right? When I was with them for just 5 minutes with my super close friend and one other friend, I was so hyped up being around them that I saw this one girl and I went straight up to her. And it was like, it was so much easier. Normally I would hesitate and stuff, but when you're with your boys, the connection, the chemistry is so good and you can just do things you normally can't do, especially socially. I'm Finn. I help young guys make really good quality friends. By the way, if you want a full step-by-step guide on how I do all of this, I do have a course, the link's in the description, and you could also book a free call with me just to get some advice if you're interested. I remember I had 2 really big summer holidays. And on this first holiday, I spent like 1 or 2 nights going out with my best mate. But we didn't really do much. We went on like a proper night out once, talking to loads of people. The rest of the time, we'd just go to the gym or we'd just call. We wouldn't do anything super hyped together. But then the next holiday, instead of hanging out with all these like this big group of guys, instead of that, I was just like, nah. I just want to hang out with my super close boy as much as possible. Get some really good quality lads in here. Let's make the group a little smaller. But I swear, I know I had like a really good first holiday. I had like a lot of gratification stories. I was dating this, not dating. I was talking to this girl, had a really positive experience that I can speak about forever with that. I threw like a 200-person beach party. I was in a massive friend group like full of guys. I was going to so many invites. I went to a bunch of parties. I was going on, I don't know. Yeah, it was just packed, man. It was so much fun. But the thing is, even though I had so much clout going and so much like social status and so many good ass stories, the next year, I still had like good ass stories, don't get me wrong, but maybe only like 10% as much as the year before. But the thing is, I enjoyed it like 100 times more because every night was joyful. You're always out with the people you love the most and you're laughing your ass off. I was training pretty much just the same amount. And the only thing that changed is I decided, nah, I'm not going to hang out with these boys. I'm going to hang out with the old boys who I used to go to school with because now they've become more social. Like now we can all go out together. Had so much fun doing that. So the point that I want to make to you is You only really need one really good friend to completely change everything. Like once you have one really good friend, it's easy to meet people on your level when you're going out. You're super social. Like if you work, you grow to a certain point and then everything comes your way when you're with your boy. But the other thing that happens, well, you might actually know. Let's move on to the next point. You might be wondering, how do I meet these guys? Like how, or if I meet these guys, because you probably know a few in your school, you just think they wouldn't be friends with you. First of all, that's a limiting belief. Just be friendly to them anyways. But second of all, if you are trying to get closer with somebody who's like technically above your level and like what, they're better shaped than you, more athletic, more popular, blah blah blah, these like invisible metrics that guys get judged off of, don't worry, there's a golden ticket. I remember once with this guy, he was like at least 5 times stronger than me in the gym. He bench pressed, I'm not even joking, bench pressed double what I do. And I'm like a 6'2", pretty big guy. So I was like, what the hell? This guy was a unit. And he was, now that I've gotten to know him, he's super smart. He's like a super high level rower. He's ridiculously bright. And I was at the gym with him and we'd spoken for every holiday we'd bump into each other. This is like the third time of us meeting each holiday, and literally every summer holiday where he would visit the gym that I was going to. And one day I was just like, yo, we should go out sometime. I'll show you around Hong Kong. I'll bring you to these places. He was like, yeah, bet, I'm down. I guarantee you, like, yeah, I know that he liked my energy when we were first hanging out, but I just guarantee you that if I didn't have that social value, it would have been harder for him to, like get closer with him, because that's the thing. It's not, I don't like to speak about this because it's not like you go through life and everyone's nonstop thinking like, oh, what do I gain from him? What do I gain from him? It's just like more in the back of everyone's mind. And trust me, when most like super successful guys our age, super young, they all have the same problem. They worked super hard and they fucked off social life because they had no one to relate to. And so now they would still be down as fuck to go to a party, down to go like meet a bunch of people, down to go on a double date. There's all these like really fun things that successful guys your age would love to do, but they don't because they find it distracting and then they never had the opportunity to do it. Why don't you just be the guy who like offers that? Because all of a sudden you're giving them something that nobody else can give them. Even themselves, they can't get that because they have never prioritized it. And that's what I call your golden ticket. That's how you get your way into like high level friendships. And it doesn't need to be like this weird overthinking thing. It can just be natural. Like you can be going to a party. If you are super social, you work hard still and you don't go out much, but every few weeks, since you've been so social, like for me, I literally just landed in Hong Kong and I've gotten invited to 2 parties this month. I literally haven't even seen a single person yet. I've literally just been working and going to the gym. I only hung out with my boxing coach. So once you've been social for long enough, the invites will just naturally flow to you. Just because you've like made your name, you're super fun to be around, you've like set a good rep with, or a decent rep, you're a fun ass dude. And then once you do that, you're all right, I'll go to these parties, I can work the rest of the time. And then you invite people along with you. And that's when people are like, yo, that's my guy. And you get a chance to go hang out with someone, get close. And then you go to the gym as well. And then you're like, you say, okay, the party's at 9, but let's meet up at like 5. Let's go to the gym. Let's eat. And in like 5 hours, you guys have basically become best mates because you realize there's so much you can connect on. I mean, it might not go that well for you, bro, but that's like kind of how I've made most of my good friends. And if you don't get along with them, it's fine, bro. Just don't be friends with them. I've done that plenty of times where I've hung out with somebody and it turns out I'm not like best mates with them, but I'm still going to be nice. I'm still going to be like friends with them. We might just not hang out all the time. If you want my personal help with this, click the link in the description. I have my step-by-step course on building a good social life, becoming that guy you've always dreamed of. It's as good as it sounds. And I am offering a free call to help you, especially if you're on the fence about buying and you're like, oh, it's expensive. Just book a free call. I'll see if I can give you some good advice specific to your situation. And we'll see if you want to get some personal coaching as well, which is like a separate point that I'm making. If you have a bit of money you want to spend making like a group, like a weekly call package, we can figure out a deal for that. But for now, I'm offering the free 30-minute call for anybody who really wants it. Have a good day.